It's your friendly neighborhood laser lady. Lasers are cool, they are fun, they make awesome things, and they can even make you some money. But if you're looking at the profit margins of a $5 keychain and thinking, I'm gonna be a millionaire, then I need to stop you right there. I've been making a living off my laser cut jewelry brand since 2014, and I've got no plans of ever stopping. I love it so much. But if you're planning on starting a laser business, you need to know about these 5 hidden realities of running a handmade craft-based business. Trust me, I'm not trying to talk you out of it. I just want you to be ready. Let's dive in. Reality 1, maker versus business. I'm sure you've heard about this one before. I've even talked about it in other videos, but it always needs to be said. There's a difference between a maker who sells things they make and a business. Both can make money, both require you to pay taxes and maybe even get a local business license, but they are not the same. Take my friend Emmy, one of my many friends that I met as a neighbor vendor at a Comic-Con many years ago. She does embroidery, sewing, and makes plush animals. So fun. She sells a little bit online, but mostly at weekend shows, maybe 10 a year. When she gets home from work, she dabbles in her craft room making things to sell. She makes good money, pays her taxes, stays up to date on licensing, and it is her business, but it's a hobby business, a side hustle. At the end of the day, she can take it or leave it. And let me just say, it is totally okay to just make things when you feel like it, sell them here and there, and that's it. If that's as big of a business as you want, awesome, dude. But if you want to change your life, steady income type of business, then there's a little bit more to it than that. Take me, for example. I wake up and get to my orders, fire up the laser, glue things together, package them up, all that fun stuff. And this is my very favorite part of the day. Then it's business time. In order to make a living selling laser cut jewelry, I have to sell a lot, which means I am checking in on my wholesalers, making sure my next advertising campaign is scheduled, checking that my current ads ROAS, return on advertising spend, isn't dipping down again. I keep my supply stock, making friends with distributors for my bulk jewelry finding needs, and figuring out how many units I need to ship to Amazon and by which date. And that is just today, and that's not even all of it. But I didn't get to this point overnight. I started where many of you are, just making things and trying to find somebody to buy them. When I was at that point, and I remember this so clearly, it was 2014 and my son was in the pool of the townhomes we lived in. I had some success selling at markets and Comic-Cons, a little bit on Etsy, a little bit on eBay, and I needed to figure out my math. If I needed to make a minimum of $3,000 profit a month and made about $6 per jewelry thingy, I needed to sell 500 units a month. Yikes. Now we'll be going over money and margins more in number 3, so buckle up, Buttercup. But long story short, I put on my big girl pants and made it happen. I learned to productize, systemize, and scale my hobby. Less than a year later, I quit my job, and I've been doing this ever since, and you can too. Reality 2, everything needs maintenance. I used the same CO2 laser in my business for the first 10 years, which is insane. Instead of ever buying another laser, I just stockpiled parts. It was cheaper for one, and for two, things break down and you can't just tell your customers they're gonna have to wait while a new CO2 tube is being shipped in. Have you seen how mad people get when McDonald's runs out of fries? It's anarchy. And this was an online-based business, so reviews are literally everything. I learned you can't just rely on everything always working the hard way. Halloween is actually my biggest holiday, and I had things that needed to ship immediately. Holidays, no matter which one, don't wait, so time is of the essence. Then, poof, my laser died. I frantically found a makerspace in the town over that still had a K40 up and running. I ran over there, paid for a whole membership just to use a crap laser for like 4 days. It wiped out my profits for a bunch of those orders, but the customers aren't happy. The reviews are good. Maybe some of the customers come back, so it was all worth it. And that was a big lesson learned, but Everything needs maintenance, not just your machines. Your website needs maintenance, your listings need maintenance, your utility knife will get dull, your chair will lose a wheel, your table will get warped, your tubes of adhesive will dry out. It all adds up, which leads into probably the most important reality check you need to succeed at this whole laser business journey of yours. Reality 3, the pricing calculator illusion. Pricing is the worst. There are a bunch of calculators out there, and to be honest, there is no perfect equation. Your numbers are going to be different from mine. Heck, my numbers are different from like 5 years ago, and they're going to be different again this time next year. You do need to know your numbers, however. If you've ever watched Shark Tank even once, you have probably seen the sharks go absolutely nuts over people who don't know their customer acquisition costs, which is why I'll never go on Shark Tank, but there are a lot more costs than you will ever even be able to imagine right now. And if you were just charging 3 times material costs, you were probably wondering how you could sell $5,000 worth of product in a month and somehow lose $800 over it. And this is why accountants exist. To start, you're going to be your own accountant. If you're crazy like me, then you will always be your own accountant. And fun fact, I almost went to school for accounting, and it looks like I just ended up there anyway. You do need to know your material cost, packaging, tools needed, electricity, the time it takes. But you also need to take into account buying future materials for other products, having an extra laser tube or whole other laser ready to go if your main laser breaks down, the fixtures, workspace needed, possible rent for said workspace, ad spend, email service, website fees, booth fees, licensing fees, insurance, packing tape. Once you're ready to switch from a hobby business to a full-on enterprise, pricing strategy changes completely. You will be producing on scale, which we're going to get to here with number 5. And when you produce on scale, you price things by comparing what you were able to produce and sell by the cost to do business, add a little for growth and savings, and then top that with your desired profit. You can use a craft calculator to add on laser runtime, cover your blank costs, and even estimate your electricity use when you start out. It'll give you an idea of your ballpark price you should be charging at the beginning, which is super great, and you do need this. Let's do a little exercise. First, take the cost of your laser and divide it by 24. Let's just pretend that you'll get about 2 years out of this laser. Now write down your monthly costs for your business right now. MailChimp, Shopify, any design software you might use, monthly laser file subscriptions, craft show fees from this month, stuff like that. Pull up any invoices for materials, wood, acrylic, glue, whatever, and just add it all together just for the last month. Now add up how much you made in the last 30 days selling your products. Now, how do we feel about these two numbers side by side? And don't worry, luckily your monthly bills probably won't go up too much. What we need to focus on next is pricing higher to accommodate your cost to operate. And if that seems a little out of reach, we just need to find ways to increase your number of sales. Just remember, I needed to find a way to sell a minimum of 500 pieces of jewelry every month, and I did it, so you definitely can too. Reality 4, marketing isn't just posting pretty pictures. Well, it is, but it's also kind of a dumb amount more than that. There are email lists, Pinterest, blogging, influencer marketing, running a sale, of course, Facebook ads, collaborations, and like 300,000 other things. But that's level 10 stuff. If you're just starting out on level 1, you need an email list. Every event you do, bring a pad of paper and get those emails. Selling on Etsy, send a message to customers asking them to join. Put a QR code on your business cards, your car, your dog, your children, everywhere. Have a big button at the top of your website saying, join my email list. Of course, the main reasons are because you don't own your Instagram, your Etsy shop, or even that holiday craft show you do so good at. But you do own an email list. It is a direct line of communication to your customers or potential customers. And did you know obtaining a new customer on average is 7 times harder and more expensive than a repeat customer? So tell them where you're going to pop up this weekend. Maybe even give them a little code word to save 15% or get a free keychain. It's not just a platform to send them a discount code or shout about sales. In fact, if you join my email list, you get laser business tips and invites to live trainings, such as my next big masterclass called Anything But a Discount, about how to drive sales without having to slap a 25% sign on everything, and that's going to take place next month. Now, I don't care if your email list starts as a crumpled up piece of paper in your pocket, just get it started. Reality 5, burnout is dangerously real. If you listen to a lot of entrepreneurs' origin stories, the one thing I hear over and over again is they got to a point where they literally were hospitalized because they put everything else before their own health and sanity. When I first got started, I was booking nearly 30 events a year. A couple days before yet another event, my back was completely covered in hives. I went to the emergency room and they determined that I was simply freaking out. No sleep, missed meals, high stress, deadlines that didn't even exist. I still struggle with this. People make it seem like when you work for yourself, you just get to hang out at a fancy coffee shop all day. You get to do whatever you want, make your own schedule, and money just magically comes in. Well, that's bullshit. Having a handcrafted, product-based business is not passive. If you burn out, the lasers stop and the money stops. And this is my biggest warning to you. Once you start to scale your business, the money starts rolling in, things are looking good, you're going to hit a ceiling. You can only make so much. You only have up to 2 hands after all. You're going to need to decide if you want to hire people in or just be okay with your ceiling. It's not likely you're going to build a multi-million-dollar laser engraving business. It's not impossible, but I know you can make a $100,000 laser business because I've done that, and I want to teach you everything I know so you can do that too. A great first step is to join the Laser Layer. Join for free or unlock all my in-depth training to scale your laser business, which is a $33 premium membership. And join my email list. I'll send you little nuggets of laser business advice and keep you up to date on everything. Now, most small businesses don't make it past the first year. So to make sure you are one that survives, then check out this video next. We'll go over more pricing strategies to ensure you start off making the money you need to succeed. Thank you so much for watching and happy crafting.